Hey guys, it's Rachel from Thelittlereadinglamb, and today, of course, you know from the title of this video, I have a book review on Dear John by Nicholas Sparks, and I'm finally getting around to filming this. I finished this book about a week ago, so I've had a lot of time to reflect on it, and I'm currently watching the movie on Netflix. I'm only 10 minutes through, but I decided not to continue watching it until I did the book review so I don't get the plot of the movie, because it could be changed. I already am seeing some changes in the beginning. I think I've watched 15 minutes, so I don't want to get the plot from the book and the movie intertwined, so I thought it'd be best if I filmed this review and then continued on watching it. But anyway, this is not the movie. I know some of the book versions, they kind of change it and make it kind of like it follows the movie. This is the actual original text, just with the movie cover. I don't know if that made sense. Anyway, this is a no spoilers review, and if you're new to my book reviews, you know I rate my books in 5 different categories: plot, characters, cover, suspense, and overall in terms of reading again very soon. 5 out of 5, not so soon, 1 out of 5. As well, this time around, covers can be different. I'm going to be judging the cover off the basis of the original cover versus the movie cover. So we're just going to get into this. Basically, a brief synopsis is there is a guy named John, and he's in the military, and he's on leave one day and meets a girl named Savannah. And basically, they fall in love, and he has to go back. And they continue on they continue on dating, but they send letters. I didn't know how to form that. I was going to say something different. They continued on dating by sending letters back and forth to each other. I'm trying to see what else is on the back so I don't spoil anything. And basically 9/11 occurs, and it changes the world and the relationship. And John must choose between love and the country. And it says, now when he finally returns to North Carolina, John will discover how love can transform us in ways we never could have imagined. So basically that's the gist of it. Yeah, while I was reading this, it was kind of interesting because I was reading another book for school. I don't know who the author's name is, so I just won't mention the book right now. But if you watch my last Back to Me, I'm reading a book that's also about war, even though obviously this is more current than the First World War. It was quite interesting how both books had a war element. Obviously this one not really reciting on that. The other one is very dependent on war life and stuff like that. But I just found that interesting that both books had that basis. So for plot, I give this book a 4 out of 5 for plot. Definitely a good plot. A certain part irked me. And sometimes it was a little dry, like I was just wanting to know what happened in the end, because in the beginning he kind of starts it off about what happens to the relationship in the end and how it progresses, and you kind of understand that, but you want to know the why and how and stuff like that, so you're kind of motivated to finish the end because you know kind of the outcome, but you want to know how they got to that outcome. So it was really good. That part, certain parts were kind of slow for me, but I have to say Dear John is one of the better books I've read by Nicholas Sparks. I've only read A Walk to Remember and The Notebook. The Notebook I was younger, so maybe that's why I didn't, like, I was saying I was 13 when I read that. So maybe it's just because it's an adult contemporary and I was 13 that I didn't really like it, who knows. But A Walk to Remember was quite different from the movie. I've seen both A Walk to Remember and The Notebook in the movies. But I have to say I like A Walk to Remember movie better than the book. But this book I've actually really liked, and it's kind of hard for me watching the movie because it's going to change my perception, I guess, on how the book was adapted and stuff like that. But I really did like the plot. It's a really good plot. Yeah, one of the better Nicholas Sparks books I've read. Characters, I give a 4 out of 5 as well. The characters are really good. Certain characters, kind of like certain traits that Savannah and John both had, kind of irked me, but obviously, obviously there's certain parts of them I really liked. I really liked how Savannah had good, like, morals and stuff like that, because around all those other teenagers that would be partying, if you know what I'm talking about at the beginning, kind of. And I really liked how John kind of changed in his family life and stuff like that, and how it all adapted, and it was really good. I really liked the characters. I found at the end of the book they had grown, which I really like in the book when a character doesn't stay the same, but they have personal growth. Cover, I give a 3 out of 5. I looked up on Google the original Dear John cover, and I have to say that one was more effective because it kind of got the whole synopsis on the back, having the postcard. The original one, I will maybe try to insert a snapshot, but the original one, basically, it was like a field, and it had a little, what's it called, envelope, like letter, going, obviously, to John or to Savannah, one of them. I couldn't quite see the fine print. But I think that one was more effective in explaining, because this one just looks like a typical contemporary and doesn't really give the appeal that this book has with the letter writing and stuff. But I do really like this cover. I really like the typography, and I like the colors they use because they're quite calming colors along with a calming picture. Like, they look very calm and serene in that picture. So I really like the transition with the colors for the typography and the transition of the scene. And also I really like the light green color on books. Like, it's really pretty. Suspense, I give a 5 out of 5. Honest, once you already know that what happens kind of in the end from the beginning prologue, I guess, part, you really want to know what happens, and that kind of drove me to figure out what happens. Even though I did not read this very fast, it was still like keeping me wanting to keep reading those 50 pages. I kind of had to limit myself that week to only read 50 pages because there were quite a lot of things to do, but those 50 pages were like one of my highlights of my day because I really want to know what happened. Overall, I give this book a 4 out of 5. Oh, I'm just looking at this. I forgot to mention that. It's my agenda where I keep the score. Anyway, I give this book a 4 out of 5. Overall, I definitely read this again. It's definitely my #1 Nicholas Sparks book I've read now, even though I've only read 3 now, including this. But it's really good, and I think in the summertime this book would probably put me more in the summer mood because right now it's kind of depressing reading this when it's all sunny there and it's all wintry and really, really cold here. But yeah, anyway. Also, after I'd finished this book, I think I was still reading, I was near the end, I was listening to my iPod typing up some notes for school, and I found 2 songs that I thought really resonated with this book. I wouldn't listen to these songs before I read this because these songs could, I guess, contain spoilers about the plot, even though they're not directly after the plot. But, so if you have heard, maybe you should just wait until you read the book to listen to these songs or wait to hear them. But anyway, the songs would be Steady by Hey Ocean, and I'll put the names of the songs in the description. And that song I just found fit the mood. It was kind of calm but sad overtone, but kind of like, it's a really good song. I'm not going to really describe it. And Justin Bieber's That Should Be Me. I found those songs, I was doing shuffle, and I found those songs to really resonate with the messages and stuff of this book. So, my question to you guys is, did you read Dear John and did you love it or did you hate it? Let me know in the comments below, and thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!